Welcome to MrClaff.com's review of the amendments, brought to you by Noble Review, Concise Review Books. Let's talk about the most likely amendments to appear in the U.S. history and government curriculum. There are 27 amendments in all. The first 10 became law in 1791 as the Bill of Rights. It's important to note that the Bill of Rights was not a part of the original Constitution, which was ratified in 1788. The First Amendment provides for 5 protections. Remember, RAPS. For freedom of speech, freedom of the press, freedom of religion, the right to assemble, and the right to petition the government. The Second Amendment protects the right to bear arms, or remember, to bear arms. The Third Amendment prevents the quartering of troops, or the forcing of civilians to house soldiers. The Fourth Amendment prevents unreasonable searches and seizures. Search warrants must be issued based on probable cause. The Fifth Amendment explains that no one shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. Also, one has a right not to incriminate themselves, hence why people plead the Fifth, or Fifth Amendment, and remain silent during a trial. Also in the Fifth Amendment, one is free from being put on trial twice for the same offense after being found not guilty. This is called a freedom from double jeopardy. The Sixth Amendment promises a fair and speedy trial as well as the right to an attorney. The Eighth Amendment prevents excessive fines, bail, or cruel and unusual punishments, hence why tar and feathering went out of style. The Tenth Amendment provides for federalism, or the division of power between the federal government and the states. Those powers not delegated to the federal government are reserved for the states or the people. Federalism is why the federal government controls certain issues, yet the states are in charge of others. You need to know many of the amendments that came after the Bill of Rights. After the confusion of the election of 1800, the 12th Amendment put a presidential candidate on the same ticket as their vice presidential candidate. Remember, T for 12, T for ticket. The 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments are the Civil War and Reconstruction Amendments. The 13th Amendment freed the slaves. The 14th Amendment provided for equal citizenship, a due process clause which prevented states from unfairly depriving one's life, liberty, or property, and an equal protection clause providing for equal protection under the law. The 15th Amendment provided universal male suffrage. In the Progressive Era, the 16th Amendment provided for a graduated income tax. The more you make, the more they take. The 17th Amendment provided for senators to be directly elected by the people. The 18th Amendment provided for prohibition, or the banning of the sale, transport, and manufacturing of alcohol. This was repealed with the 21st Amendment. 18 and 21 just happened to be the last 2 drinking ages in this country. The 19th Amendment gave women the right to vote, but it's important to note that many states permitted women to vote before this amendment was passed. The amendment prevented any state from depriving female suffrage. After Franklin Roosevelt was elected to 4 terms, the 22nd Amendment came into existence. It provides for a 2-term limit for presidents. Remember, 2 2s are in 22. The 24th Amendment got rid of poll taxes, or taxes on voting. The 25th Amendment outlined the succession of the presidency, vacancy of the vice presidency, and how to deal with disabled presidents. The 26th Amendment lowered the voting age to 18. During the Vietnam War, it was thought that soldiers were old enough to die for their country, but couldn't change the political climate. This amendment changed all of that. Amendments are vital for understanding Supreme Court decisions. For a review of Supreme Court decisions, click here. For more review, you can get free flashcards and review sheets at MrClaff.com. We also invite you to check out Noble Review in both paperback and ebook formats. Best of luck on your tests.